Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sing 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.
TV.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sing 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Wednesdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. And that song that you just heard right there, that's the Theta Waves featuring the twin pillars, Red Pillar, Blue Pillar. All right. Streaming on a Web3 blockchain coming very soon. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building pulling up on this good Wednesday. Salute. I hope everybody is having a good hump day. I am having a very productive day. You feel me? Getting ready, getting everything in order for this Saturn day, the 18th, which will be the day 1 of our 72-hour boot camp, ladies and gentlemen. We have called it Clause 72. Clause 72, all right? Clause 72 stands for knowledge, legacy, autonomy, wealth, okay, and sovereignty. Clause. And we're utilizing technology and we're utilizing our quote-unquote intelligence and our genius, right? And our mastermind principle of connecting all of our neural networks together to basically get ourselves into a better situation. And put ourselves in a better situation. So that is what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen. We will be in North Carolina. If you know anybody in that area, let them know. Shout out to everybody that will be with us online. Shout out to the online family. We're going to be tapping in with the online family as well, all around the world. So yes, indeed, this is going to be one. It's going to be dope. It's going to be good. It's the beginning of something that's going to be going on for a very long time. You know, we got big plans for this whole initiative, the Clause Initiative. And the Clause Initiative, matter of fact, I probably could show you better than I could tell you. I'm going to go ahead and play the commercial when we get the right amount of people up in here. But real quick, here's the beginning of the campaign. This is the clause when it came from the mountains, when the initiative came from the mountains, from the burning bush. That's when we got the 10 Claw Commandments. That was the beginning of the initiation. So this is the beginning, y'all. Check it out.
If you've been laid off, passed over, or just tired of building somebody else's dream, listen close, because what's happening right now in AI is not a trend. It's a transfer of power, and the window is open. There is a new class of operator emerging. They're not coders, they're not corporations, they're the designers, the visionaries, the builders who finally have a machine that matches their imagination. It's called the Claw Bot, and it doesn't just generate ideas, it executes them autonomously, on command, while you sleep. The agentic AI boom is here. Agents that write, build, publish, automate, and operate without hand-holding. And the people learning to command them right now. They're the ones who are going to own the next 5 years, not the ones waiting for a job posting, not the ones watching from the sidelines, the builders, the ones who show up. That's why we built the Open Claw 72-hour boot camp. 72 hours to go from zero to operator. You'll build your first
that QR code, ladies and gentlemen. Scan that QR code. Join us. Be our guests. You could join us either on live stream or you could join us in the flesh, in the IRL, in real life. Later on today, we're gonna have a show where we will be bringing we'll be bringing our teachers, our drill instructors, we'll be bringing our practitioners and other special guests that are part of this event on the channel to introduce them to the world. So look out for that. That will be a little later on. That's clause 72. The clause 72, that will be, look out for that. Make sure you hit your notification bells and things of that nature. All right. Real quick, roll call, then we go right into it. All right. We're not gonna be here for super long, but we are going to be here. We're gonna get the information across. I need y'all to help me with a title. It's What the F Wednesdays. I need a title though. You know what I mean? So we're gonna work on that. I know I've been saying that we was gonna do some stuff interactive, but we're gonna do it right now. Okay. But let me do the roll call. NC is in the building, of course. Shout out to NC. There'll be a lot of NCs in the building when we do roll call. I look forward to seeing a lot of NC people at the event. And keep in mind for the 72-hour workshop or / boot camp, we don't encourage people to we don't encourage walk-ons. We want you to get your ticket because the ticket it's a lot going with the ticket. You have to personalize things for you, like your workbook and things of that nature. So we would definitely prefer everybody have their ticket by the latest Thursday. However, if you do want to pull up for a day, we do have day passes. You might not be able to do the whole 72, but you might be able to do the Saturday. You might be able to do the Sunday. You might be able to do the quote unquote Monday. So that will be available for y'all to tap into if you live in the North Carolina area and you just want to there's going to be a lot to learn in 8 hours. 12 to 8, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a lot that you're going to be learning. We're going accelerator, hyperspeed. When I say hyperspeed, I mean that we're going to be learning so much in such a fast amount of time. This is an accelerator. So this is not a lecture. This is not a master class. This is not a workshop. This is a boot camp accelerator. So that means when you're in a boot camp, that is going to be restrictions. When it's in a boot camp, there's going to be discipline. There's going to be regimen. And there's going to be work. Because when I was in a boot camp, it was work. East Texas in the building. You feel me? East Texas in the building. So we'll be working. I'm putting together workbooks. And in those workbooks, you are going to learn how to use the AI. You're going to learn how to build up your claw bot. It don't matter what type of bot you got. Just get a bot. I'm gonna introduce you to the bot father. How many people know about the bot father? Shout out to the Carolinas. Carolinas is definitely in the building. Paradigm shifting, Caroline drifting. Orlando is in the building, and we will be seeing you soon, Orlando. Make no mistake about it. Shout out to the God Knowledge Born Allah. I got him. We're gonna do a special show with Knowledge Born Allah on Third Out Thursday. So look out for that. That's gonna be a headbanger. It's been a minute since I cooked with the God. Shout out to the DMV. Oh, shout out. I look forward to pulling up in the DMV. We're actually working on that as well. The DMV is reaching out. There's a lot of people from the DMV. North Las Vegas, Fiji Islands, Naptown. We got Flint, Michigan. We got Charleston in the building. East Oakland in the building. We got Modesto in the building. Charlotte in the building. Flint is in the building. Yeah, I'm talking about Miami, Florida is in the Boston, Massachusetts. Yep. Nashville. Yep. Dallas. Salute to Dallas. San Jose, Duval. Shout out to Port St. Lucie. Pasadena in the building. NC is in the building. All right. Shout out to Nairobi, making sure that you're not a bot from Botswana. Gulf Port is in the building. Melbourne is in the building. Tucson is in the building. We got Harlem chilling up in this thing. Yeah. All right now. So, man, so much to talk about. But you're not from this point on, after we launch the Clause Initiative, after we get going with the Clause 72, which is a subsidiary of Facts Initiative, of course. Clause is a subsidiary, it's a branch of Facts, right? Facts is on the way. Yes, Facts is on the way. Once we get this ball rolling, I don't intend on stopping. It's basically full. I'm foot on the gas, and we're going into acceleration mode. We're moving into what we call quantum mode. We are basically moving in a direction where it's going to be very kinetic and whatnot. Kinetic means we are going to be doing things that are going to yield results. We are way past the speculatory phase of life. We are way past the phase of life where we're just trying things out. No, we got operational quote unquote tools at this point, things that actually work. Shout out to everybody that's been tapping in with Seed Dance. How many of y'all know about Seed Dance? How many of y'all knows about the Seed Dance? In so many ways, is in so many ways, the technology is definitely up there. It's definitely getting up there. And the things that we needed the technology to do, like tell stories and basically make our own movies, we now can do that. We now have access to make that happen for real. And it ain't nothing stopping nobody at this point. So shout out to everybody in the Imaginarium. I'm so honored that y'all were there when this whole thing switched over. You were in class, you were tapped in, you were signed up, you were a believer in yourself, right? And here you go. Sky's the limit. Not only can you do this for yourself, but you literally could take this and you could empower somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? Like you could empower the youth. You probably could do a summer camp, or you probably could do like an after school program, or you probably could do similar to like how they got what's that football thing that all of the gangbangers be into? Pop Warner. You see how they got Pop Warner, right? And you see how they got, so we could have a Pop Warner for Bot Warner. Yeah, PAL and all of that. You know what I mean? We need a Bot Warner where the OGs and all of the, all of the old the unks that's mad deep and whatnot, they could teach the youth. I don't know. I mean, there's so much that they could be taught. Earlier today, we had a show at 9 a.m. with Brother Heru. And this was about wealth. Brother Heru had a special guest on the show, and the brother was talking about HVAC, right? HVAC. And I want to encourage everybody that's out there, especially the young gods and the young goddesses, to make sure whatever you do, you take about 72 hours to about 5 days to get yourself certified in some type of trades. And that's with an S, trades. First and foremost, you want to get that OSHA license. but you want to start racking up those certs. You want to start racking up those trades and whatnot. You want to get things like that under your belt, because they had a report that came out that said with all of the jobs that AI will disrupt, right? They have a chart, they have a whole calendar of when AI is going to take over certain industries and disrupt it and eat it. They said that HVAC will probably remain as the last, I guess, like the last Avenger before he gets Thanos snapped. I get, but HVAC is the one of the last standouts, right? So for the OGs that I'm sure that are out there that's HVAC'd up, that's certified up, you got certs up the wazoo, the same way that I'm sure when we're speaking that we're speaking to an audience of people who are quote unquote, degreed up. They got multiple 33 degrees. They degreed up PhD, master's degrees, right? I mean, stacked up and whatnot, not just one. You feel me? They got them on the wall like old white men got buffalo heads on the wall, stacked. So I know, they're out there, they're in that audience, and we let them know, and we'll let them know again that it's people such as you that are going to benefit. It's individuals with the intellect such as yourself that would should be really you should be inside of workshops and boot camps, locked in with experts who know how to operate the machinery or the tools, right? Because it takes three to make a thing go right. You, an expert who could work the machine, in the machine. That's how that works. You sitting in front of the machine and you're not an expert on the machine, how you going to work it? It's like going into a warehouse. Do you know how to make that damn the forklift do a spin on his back wheels and whatnot? No. Homie with the bald head, you know what I mean? Who looks like Morpheus. He knows how to do it. He's the expert in the machinery. He's the expert in the quote unquote in the framework inside of the warehouse. He knows how to work the machine. You get with somebody that knows how to work the machine, but you are the intellect. You are one of them. You're one of the most important parts of the quote unquote recipe, right? Do not remove yourself from the equation. An intellect sitting in front of the AI is not the full equation. They're just the middleman. So there's people sitting around in their offices right now, wow, intellectual, and they got AI, but you're missing something. You're missing the third layer. You're missing the third pole. You're missing the third charge. And that would be somebody who has quote unquote ambition and drive. They have ideas, they have a brand, they have a product, they have something. So for everybody that's tapping in with the AI and you want to know, what would I do with a clawbot? What's a clawbot? What's this stuff they're talking? What is an agent? What's agentic AI? What's the difference between Claude with a D and Claude with a W? What's going on? Why do they keep saying this stuff? Why am I keep hearing this? You said what? Donald Trump and the government, they using Claude? Nah, stop playing. You mean Donald Trump and Killer and Pete Hegseth? They got Anthropic? What? They got Mythos? Oh shit. And I don't got Mythos? Oh man. Oh man. Damn. You mean they about to take it away from the people because the AI is too powerful? Shit. And they had the opportunity to do something, but they didn't do nothing but complain and make up excuse. Damn. Fuck. They had the opportunity. Because when they start killing people with FOMO, right? When they take something away from people that they didn't even know that they had, yeah, that's when it really goes crazy. That's when niggas start spazzing and short circuiting. Check it out.
Is the new DARPA. Anthropic is an arm of the CIA and the NSA. Anthropic is not a publicly traded company making products for us consumers. No, Anthropic is a government entity. Anthropic already gave Claude Mythos to the Trump administration. Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent said this thing's insane. This puts us way ahead of China. 2 months ago, Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, was publicly crying, "Oh no, I don't want to give Claude Opus 4.6 to the government. I'm too scared. They might use it for in unethical ways. Oh no." 2 months later, he builds an unfinished woke version of God. That's what they're calling it. They're saying it's so powerful, they've never seen anything like it. And he gives it right to the government. I'm not saying anything because that's how our structure is. Our top AI labs should be giving their products to the government. I'm assuming that's how it should be. The problem is, don't go publicly acting like you're here for us. He's going around publicly acting like, oh, well, our company's for the people. No, we care about the people. A week ago, you just said this.
Obviously, capabilities in a model like this could do harm if in the wrong hands. And so we won't be releasing this model widely.
And then you go ahead and give the supreme God tier model to the government. I'm not criticizing that action. That's how it's supposed to be. I get it. I'm criticizing your attitude on everything, acting like you're with the people. No, you are an intelligence arm of the government. You have to be. The product you're working on is the most revolutionary technology in the history of humanity. You are not an independent, publicly traded company here to build products for us. No, you are an arm of the government. You are the best AI lab in the country. There's a reason you guys, there's rumors Anthropic has an $800 billion valuation. Wasn't Trump just saying he's going to shut Anthropic down, label it a supply chain risk like a month ago? Why is everyone going crazy over Anthropic now? They're the best in the game. They're making the best products. So my critique here is not that they're working with the government. That's how it's supposed to be for every country. My critique is stop acting like you're...
Dude, be drinking a lot of soy milk. I just want to preface, the energy that he's coming to the internet with. When I look at this situation with this company called Anthropic, we did a breakdown on the show about the definition of Anthropic, right? And as we know, these companies, they are literally playing God, literally playing with fire, literally trying to do things like reverse death and aging. Okay. I don't trust anybody in Silicon Valley. I don't trust any programmer. I don't trust none of them. Okay. But what I do know is that these tools that are being created, they are almost like, quote unquote, it's almost like saying that fire is bad, right? Because you saw somebody burn down a tree. It's how you use the fire. It's your intention behind the fire. So yes, Anthropic Mythos in the hands of Pistol Pete, right? Killer Miller and Donald Adolf Trump. Yeah, Homelander Trump is going to be in, you're going to see, prepare yourself. Brace yourself. Right? For whatever's going to come with that. But while people are reacting and while people are in the movie theater waiting for the screen to come on and the curtains to open up, I'm doing my own movie. Yeah, don't forget Peter Thiel. I'm making my own movie. I'm building my own quote unquote world. I'm creating my own universe. I'm generating my own IP. I'm building my own machines. Okay. So that would be my declaration. There's nothing about anything in the tech world that I'm scared of at the end of the day. There's nothing that intimidates me in the tech world. People using technology to protect themselves, or people using technology as an automated weapon and whatnot. People utilizing technology to surveil people and track them. Well, your phone was doing. They've been doing that. The phone doing it. The computer's been doing. They, you know what I mean. The satellites been doing it. There's different layers now, and I highly suggest that you do your due diligence and study what's going on in this field. Study what tools are out there. Study what the hell is happening all around you, or you may be the proverbial mouse inside of the Petri dish that don't even know that it's inside of a lab. You know, you're going to want to study, because there's no way that I'm going to walk through this world where there's a litany of tools available, a litany of programs available, a litany of quote unquote systems available that are state of the art shit, quantum things. And I'm just waltzing through life trying to worry about the next game. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about the price of onions. Worrying about if I'm on schedule at the bus stop to catch the next one going downtown. Yeah, I gotta, you know, I would have to shift my focus. I would have to shift my focus and start thinking bigger than that and say, nah, man, you know what I want to do? I want to bring to reality some of the things that I used to daydream about when I was a teenager, when I was young. I want to bring to reality some of the loftiest ideas that I've been nurturing for decades and whatnot. I want to put on a big screen a story that I've been working on since I was doing comic books in high school. Yo, I want to bring to life some of the dead homies and whatnot, because they had all kind of stories that they wanted to tell. Or maybe maybe their life story is a movie in and of itself. We don't even got to go. We could go the nonfiction route. You know how many of the dead homies have Stand By Me type stories, Boys in the Hood type stories? Why don't you bring them back to life? Why don't you put some life in the homies and whatnot? Instead of putting the tattoos all over you and going to kill for them, why don't you put $100,000 in a pot, $100,000 in a bag, $100,000 in a trust, and fund a blockbuster movie with your peoples? We could do all of that right now off of Higgsfield. Super facts. You know what I'm talking about? Super facts. Matter of fact, I could show you Higgsfield right now. This shit is giving movie graphics. It don't even make no sense. It's giving movie graphics. You know? And one of the tasks at hand, because the 72 hours we got it's almost like a mini hackathon. We're gonna be challenging people to do certain tasks. One of the tasks is to hook up Higgsfield, Claude, and make it automated. You know? And make it automated so you literally can make videos and everything automatically, right? Through your phone. Check this out. And I don't like to show off my stuff, but you know, I'm just giving y'all some insight. The level of way that this thing has been set up. But I was only able to set it up because I've been studying my AFRO. You know what I mean? I'm doing movies. But the thing about great thing about Higgsville is that you see the cameras flipping? That's some high shit. Come on, son. If I put on one for the money, two for the show, and the camera, three to get Montel Jordan on you, son. Some movie, B. Some movie, B. It's light work. It's light work.
So rinsed on the hills, corner kind. The hamburgers, the hoodie till my clevy soaring from the digital power. And they money bands what even goes in on.
I'm gonna show y'all how to make a movie. Shout out to Original Black God. He came and showed us the game. Shout out to Original Black God. Hey, they go L. That's L. Claudel right there. That's my nigga L. Claudel, the brutish Moor, survivor of the Punic Wars. That's L. Claudel right there. You know what I'm talking about? He's a brutish Moor, right? Meaning that he's duplistic. Okay? And what does duplistic mean? That means that he's very two-faced. He could be British and brutish at the same time. He's not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? But he does have purpose, though. That's L. Claudel. He a little grimy, but he gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? He definitely gets the job done. You know what he's into. The finer things. You know? So L. Claudel, he's leading the Clause Initiative. He's working on getting everybody their estate back. L. Claudel is going from estate to estate, you know. And this is Clause right here. This is Clause. Yeah, it's like the villain. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to do too much, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Sea dance. Ugh. Let me stop, man. It's too much. It's too much. That's why I don't get outside enough. You know? I do not get outside enough. Yeah. Yeah, we bringing this to North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna show y'all how to cook. We're gonna show y'all how to get busy, how to use that claw. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's clawbot activity. I got claw working the kitchen. You know what I'm talking about? Working the kitchen. And you don't even have to know how to prompt any. It's not even about prompts, really. It's not even about prompts anymore. Like we done went past the prompts. We went past the prompts. So you could literally make a movie now. I need y'all to get on board with me. This is not something that you just are going to sit on the sidelines and watch. This is hands-on. I need all hands on deck. This is not something, because if you watch, you miss out on everything. Imagine that. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine that. Imagine being in the bleachers, right? While you got to go check in and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. You got to be in the bleacher. You on house arrest. Then people got something around your ankles and whatnot. And all you had to do was get on the floor and your ass would have got free. Polkton. Yeah, the last one, Polkton. It's called Coble's Landing. Coble's Landing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So as you saw with the whole thing with Palantir, with Anthropic, where dude was talking about Anthropic Mythos, right? And the government now is using Mythos, and Mythos is the most powerful AI ever made. They're saying that it may be AGI, right? And by all means, bring it on, because we need all of that right now. You know what I mean? They just made an announcement that officially christened the new form of warfare as a robotic one, as an autonomous, as a embodied one, right? It started in the Ukraine, because remember, the Ukraine is where they rolled out the drone warfare. The Ukraine is where they rolled out drone warfare, and people got familiar with the drone warfare through the Ukraine. Okay. And then this other one, this war with Iran, and is it real and whatnot? They rolled out the hypersonic missiles. They rolled out the drones that basically could detach midair. They rolled out all of these new weapons and whatnot, right? And then now the Ukraine takes it a step further, right? And they start rolling out the robots, right? So that's what we have right now. This is a whole rollout, and this is the beginning of something that you are going to see a lot of. All right. So just keep your eyes open, because it's going to accelerate fast. Okay. It is going to accelerate very, very fast.
Цієї війни ворожу позицію було взято вперше в історії. Цієї війни ворожу позицію було взято виключно безпілотними платформами НРК та дронами. Окупанти здалися в полон, і цю операцію виконали без участі піхоти і без втрат з нашого боку. Ратель, Терміт, Ардал, Рись, Змій, Протектор, Воля і інші наші НРК. Лише за 3 місяці виконали на фронті вже більше 22 тисяч місій. Іншими словами, більше 22 тисяч разів збережено життя. У найбільш небезпечні зони замість воїна йшов робот.
So while they were distracting everybody, they were already putting the robots on the battlefield. They've already been to battle. Collecting data, catching bodies, and surviving.
The fact that the robot was able to hold a position for 45 days proves that in the foreseeable future, certain sections of the front line could be held without putting human lives at risk. All you need to operate them is to know how to handle a gaming controller of your choice. In this case, PlayStation 5.
We use everything that can be used. The simpler it is, the better. Producing something unique or specialized takes too long or costs too much. Many everyday items can be repurposed for war. If someone has played video games before, they take this controller and they already know how to drive it. Driving isn't difficult. Shooting isn't difficult. Any minimally trained soldier can handle that.
So this is the new mode right here. They're going to be sacrificing a lot of those young men and women by putting them on the front line with robots, right? These robots are different than the average drill instructor from the army and whatnot. These robots will be about solutions. They will be about efficiency. You will also begin to see the merger of humans and robots, or you know, Neuralink, right? You'll begin to see the Neuralink effect because they're going to start hooking up these soldiers to these units and whatnot in order for them to do what? In order for them to connect to Starlink, in order for them to connect to Palantir, in order for them to connect to NEANDERTHAL and whatnot. These are the systems that are running the game of war, the field of war, or the theater of war. It has gone high tech. So they're going to usher in this whole thing with neural-based warfare, connecting the brain to a quote-unquote machine that is able to destroy and kill, right? They already have machines that are killing, that have kill lists, kill chains, where they don't need the approval of a human being. They could spot you, see you as a target, and eliminate you on the spot, right? Turn your ass into pink dust and whatnot. That's the level of lethality that they're playing with right now. They if they identify a target, they can go after a target, a legitimate target, and blow up a building and take out 800 people at the same time. That's how they do it with war. Look, let me show you. These are the people who are behind these genocidal campaigns. I want to put a face. I want to put a face to the people that are behind the genocidal campaigns. I want you to see what they look like so you can understand why things are going on in these regions and who the hell is behind all of this quote unquote terror, and who are these people who are so demonic and so quote unquote heartless and non-compassionate that every day that we look up, you know, we got to warn our people about a new upcoming plague, assault, scheme, plan, you name it. Check it out.
Girl, look at this Neanderthal looking thing. This thing is an IDF soldier, and this thing was harassing Palestinians. Look at this thing with the Yoda curls. Girl, what the fuck is going on? Ugh. If this thing ever stepped up to me, I swear to God, I'll slap the shit out of Harry and the Hendersons. What the fuck is going on here, Bigfoot? Girl, these are the chosen people? They look like this? Girl, somebody chose the wrong parts. That's the problem. Girl, you need to go back to AutoZone. God damn. Too much gums in the motherfucking mouth. Girl, you talking all that shit, you got all them gums. Girl, I'll slap the shit out of you. What the fuck?
Inbred. They have the inbred feature.
What does that mean? The term inbred feature refers to physical or genetic traits. When people are born from parents who are closely related, like siblings or cousins, common traits are facial asymmetry, wide set eyes, small jaw or receding chin, unusual skull shape, dental problems, or growth issues. It can also lead to learning disabilities, weakened immune system, higher infant mortality risk. Oh, not from bombing or anything, so this is very serious. And please, it's important to remember, you can't always visibly identify them. Or can we?
So there's groups of people on this planet that's giving our people a lot of quote unquote hell, man. Even in the background and in the foreground, a lot of their weird ways and a lot of their fetishes are beginning to really come to the surface in this cycle in particular. Man, I'm sitting back and I'm watching the narrative about women that are twirling with these violent, sadistic Europeans and whatnot. When I'm looking at the narrative about all of these melanated, beautiful queens that are choosing to divest and getting unalived by their snow kings, and in their tweets are resurfacing, and the anti-sentiments are resurfacing about how they felt about their own people. Let me just paint a picture for you real quick, right? If you belong to a race and you shit on that race in front of another race, then you're letting that other race know you don't have nobody to protect you. You just burnt the ship and cut the bridge off. You're stuck with that race. So if you as a black man, right? If you as a melanated man, if you as a melanated woman get with another group of people and then shit on your own people while standing around those people, you don't get no points for that. Those people are not going to see you like, oh yeah, they're loyal to us. That person that you're shitting on, you're shitting on your own race, that other person will be like, yeah, she's not to be trusted. He's not to be trusted. And whatever happens to them is on them. They chose that. That's something that they understand the danger that is affiliated with that. They know the danger that comes with that. They know that. Everybody's mama tells them that. That's something that they mamas tell them. But when the mama, not a white man, when the mama is swirling too, the mama swirling too, yes, the mama swirling. The whole family on a swirl cycle, right? So it's crazy what be going on.
Influencer Ashley Jana died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashley's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But there's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashley took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiancé just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashley's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashley took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not.
So let me get this straight, right? Ashley's parents obviously either remarried, right? Or they subscribe to what's that girl's name that was doing the polygamy thing? She was the black girl and she had 2 husbands. Because the mother's with Peter Griffin. Do you see him? This shit look like a bet going bad, yo. Look at the father, man. Come on, man. Nah, I'm not. Come on. They had Ashley. Look at what the father, he's a nice looking young man. The father and the mama, they got together and made Ashley. And then the mother, after parting ways with Ashley's father, right? She went and found herself with Peter fucking Griffin, right? And then young Ashley finds herself, right, with Buffalo Bill, takes her to Tanzania and hangs her. Yeah, this is crazy.
Too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar that said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation still ongoing and still pending.
You know about No Neck Jay out of Atlanta? No Neck Jay? This might be his white cousin.
So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking, and it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on and what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the Hotel Zuri Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No. We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
Officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing. Nothing.
What was it that the hotel...
So even with that white husband, they couldn't even get the information that they needed. Even with Ashley's moms and the white husband, he couldn't pull the white privilege and have the people in Tanzania. How your daughter, how they gonna, how the hospital or the police don't contact the parents. The fiance didn't contact the parents. He ain't call the parents, y'all. Now, you know, that is not a black thing. You can't be a black man with a fiance who didn't make it and you don't contact the parents. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, right off the rip, the brothers is on some, you know what I'm talking about? That's gonna get you the beat down from like Menace to Society at the end when he got spanked and whatnot. Are you dumb? They loading up in the Chevy and coming to see your ass. You didn't call the parents. You didn't say nothing to the parents. You didn't send a long text. You not grand rising with the parents.
Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashley was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication here.
Wow, shocking.
So a black man would not be able to get away with that. That white man is able to get away with that because that's a white man. Joe. They're calling him fucking Joe. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe stunting on your ass. Because Jose, my nigga, and my nigga Joseph, they couldn't do that to y'all. Y'all wouldn't let Joseph play in your face like that. Little Joe could not play. JoJo could not play in your faces like that. Talking about, yeah, he hasn't contacted us. You know why he ain't contact y'all. It's only one reason. The fuck?
There has been no communication here.
Wow, shocking. So, you know, as you've seen, the local reports had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashley had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, you know, as you can see, she's a beacon of light. You know, she liked being in the limelight. It's like being in the camera. She was an influencer. You know, she loved
her family. She loved her family.
She loved her family.
Most important.
What was her mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
Excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate and be with who she thought was the love of her life.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication.
The person that Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
we just think it's very odd.
You and her fiance, Joseph, what if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
We just want to peace. And we want to know what happens.
What is your understanding as to where his whereabouts are now, and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We don't know. We don't. We're unsure right now. That's why we're trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware.
We're not aware.
We're not aware of that at all.
I mean, because what I knew is we haven't spoken to them, so I'm not sure who they are talking to.
Crazy.
It's one answer. You know, it's
Our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry you guys are going through this right now. That must be extremely confusing, especially if you are saying that she was so excited for this birthday trip, didn't really have any history of mental health issues.
Did the white chick just cut them off when they were trying to talk, bro? Or am I seeing things? What the hell?
That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys. I'm very sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that information yet.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last update you got on your daughter's death?
We haven't had a first update yet. That's
the only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing. That's it.
And looking that we did reach out. We would like to know about the footage at the hotel. Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear. And nothing's out there. Like nothing was talked about. Nothing was there. So that's why. Okay, you know, this is what happened. This was our daughter. You know, everyone needs to know what happened. That's why that.
Well, I truly hope you guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please keep us updated about what you're hearing going forward.
Thank you so much.
On the death of model and influencer Ashley Robinson. She went by Ashley Jana online. I obtained video of a news conference today in Tanzania in which officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and they are holding his passport while police wait for the postmortem. We have been unable to reach Joe McCann. Now, yesterday I reported on this story. You may recall Robinson was on vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar, an island off the coast of Tanzania in Africa. She was there to celebrate her 31st birthday with her boyfriend of about a year and a half, according to the family. Joe McCann proposed to her on that trip, but last week, something went terribly wrong. Police say Robinson was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to the hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Now, her parents received a call from McCann saying that something had happened, but they say it was the resort that told them about the death of their child. Again, the new information today, officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and are holding his passport.
Robinson, she actually was raised locally in South Jersey, and now her death in Zanzibar is making headlines across the world. Well, today we spoke to her family in Delaware, who say they aren't getting answers from her fiance or officials in Tanzania about what happened to her.
Uncertainty, mystery, anger, sadness. It's like a part of me has been taken away.
My daughter Ashley, she's no longer here with us, and we're trying to find out why.
On April 5th, influencer Ashley Robinson, who goes by Ashley Jana on Instagram, was celebrating her 31st birthday in Zanzibar, Tanzania. She was on the vacation with her boyfriend of 1 year, who popped the question just 2 days before.
She was starting the next chapter of her life. She called us and FaceTimed us to share with us her travel. We believe that they were
have an update on the death of model and influencer that we knew was that she was
supposed to be happy and she was engaged. She celebrated her birthday thereafter, and then she's just gone. We're confused about how that could change so drastically.
What can you tell us in terms of how you found out, and have you spoken to her fiance?
I was initially contacted by him to let me know that something had occurred, and that she was in the hospital, but it was very limited communication and not with a lot of detail. I asked him, when it happened and where it happened, and he told me that something had occurred 11 hours prior to when he was reaching out to me.
We found out that our daughter had passed from the hotel. The fiance did not reach out to us at all.
Do you believe that Joe McCann had something to do with your daughter's death?
We don't want to have.
Come on, fam. This when I get off the train. Come on, fam. Some of these stories are like, some of these situations are like lessons, right? Especially for the parents out there. Like, it's just a lesson to learn. Like, sometimes parents could be blind. Sometimes parents could act like they're protecting that man, and you know why they're protecting him. If that was JoJo, you damn right he guilty. They want him to, you know what I mean? Like, you know that, come on. These people, and the way that Joe is acting, this is triggering because this is almost like the when like the Pocahontas story, or the story of Queen Elizabeth when she was in Canada and she took those children to lunch and she came back and there wasn't no children. And then they was like, damn, what happened to the children? And she was like, what children? So they asking Joe, yo, what happened to my daughter? And he like, what daughter? You know what I mean? He's hitting them with the, and the family is way too calm. All kind of red flags going off as I'm showing y'all this video. I wanted y'all to see what I was seeing so y'all could, and I saw that y'all was picking up on the bullshit too. It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. There's something else to the story, It's not adding up. It's not adding up. But a lot of people are pushing back against all of that shit going on behind the story. It's starting a wind fire online. It's starting a wind fire.
Black people who date outside of their race lack pattern recognition. And I'm going to tell you why. Because how many times do you have to see the same outcome, the same disrespect, same cultural disconnect before you realize this ain't just bad luck? There's a pattern, and there has always been a pattern between white folks and black folks. A pattern of violence, a pattern of injustice, a pattern of oppression. And instead of y'all recognizing this pattern, y'all just chalk it up as, oh, I just need to explain myself a little more. At what point do you notice you're the only one adjusting? You're the only one educating. Y'all shrink yourselves. Y'all over-explain, over-defend to be accepted. And then we see when they get mad, their true colors come out. Now they calling you all type of racial slurs, unaliving a lot of y'all. And people gonna say, well, there's domestic violence with black and black relationships too. Your chances of your spouse abusing you, unaliving you, or any of that is higher when you're with someone of an opposite race. Y'all can call it preference, y'all can call it love all you want. But what I'm seeing is people walking into situations where they're always compromising who they are.
All right, so this is my perspective, right? This video goes out to black women who feel the need to compare black men to white men. Okay, So I just posted a video about this young lady's situation, and I was speaking on how I would never date a white man because I don't feel safe with them. There's black women who's getting in my comment section saying, well, we die at the hands of black men too. When did that start? Let's have a real conversation. When did we truly start dying at the hands of our black men? After what? Black women never want to get up here and take accountability that 99% of the issues that we have among the black woman and the black man started after integration. It started after white people came to black women and asked us to integrate around them with our mindset, with their mindsets and their negative behaviors. Let's have a real conversation. Oh, well, black men are abusive. Oh, well, black men harm us too. Why does it happen? What started our people having these type of issues? What started it? Nobody ever wants to address that. Y'all just want to get up here and try to condemn black men. I'm not trying to hear none of that. None of it. No matter where you go on the face of the planet, you are going to have issues with your partner. No matter where you go on the face of the planet, if you have spiritual battles, you are going to interact with a man that might not behave how you want him to behave. And I'm never going to get up here and condemn my black men versus white men. It's never going to happen. And I'm being honest, what a black man can do, a white man could never do. I'm never going to give them the excuse to think that it's okay. I don't care what a black man do. Don't compare it to a white man because you're not taking it in accountability. Why are our black men behaving in that way? Y'all never want to ask that question. I find it so mind-blowing how black women get up here so boldly, so entitled as if y'all are perfect beings. I find it weird how y'all get up here and say, well, black men abuse us too. Let's not talk about the black women who get on social media every single day talking about I smack men, I will dog walk him, I will burn his car, I will sleep with his uncles. Let's not discuss this. I find it very contradictory of black women to get up here and say, well, black men are abusive, so are black women. Everything y'all can say about the black man or a black man can say about the black woman. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And black women truly don't understand why we have this gap between the black man and the black woman, because y'all keep trying to pick at people's battles. No matter what side you deal with, we all have spiritual battles. And I've always found it weird how y'all treat black men as if they're not dealing with battles. Yes, there are some men who are dealing with an abusive battle. Leave him. Don't condemn him. It irritates me. And it happens because a lot of black women don't have God in their life. How y'all talk about the black man shows me that you don't have God in your life. So you're an ungodly black woman. That's why you condemn the black man. How you do.
I don't want to come off preachy, but I have a message on my mind because I'm seeing a lot of stories lately where these women are with white men and they end up getting killed. And I'm not promoting fear against a certain group of people, but I just have to warn black women. Just because they have bad experiences with black men does not make all black men bad. And if you come with the idea that white is right, you're gonna get a lesson. Because the problem is not with white. If we want to get preachy, the problem is with capitalism, right? But if we simplify it, the problem is with how men are raised to think in life and the ownership that a lot of them possess over women. Okay, so if you think that switching up race gonna change things, it's not. What's going to change things is the thinking that men are allowed to do. Like they're allowed to be as sexist as they want to be. They're allowed to dominate the world the way they want to dominate. And that's where you need to think from. Because if you think say a white man not gonna kill you, if you think say a white man not gonna beat you, you're up for your sad mistake.
As you can see in these pictures right here, it's more than a trend going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is called a pattern, right? This is a pattern. And I'm not generalizing, but I'm definitely pointing out, I'm emphasizing, and I'm pointing out that there's a pattern taking place, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something that should be overlooked. This is not something that should just be brushed away. This is not something that we should just say, you know what, it's just a coincidence because Spirit is telling me that it's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? And once again, like I was saying earlier, when you go on the other side, and then when you disrespect the men from your race around men from another race, those men from that other race will now know no one is going to protect you, because they're not obligated to protect you. They're not obliged to protect you. If you're with a man from another race, there's only one man of that race that's obligated to protect you. And if that one man turns on you, the entire race will eat your food, right? You're under the assumption that that one man has an obligation to protect you. Even if you had that person's child, women in the slavery days, they found out the hard way. But if you double cross the men of your race and you go with any race of any man, only one and that man, and if that race had 20 to 40 to 800 million of those men, only one out of that whole entire tribe, just one, has the obligation to protect you, because you're not a part of their race, their tribe, their clan, their bloodline. And then they'll be like, all right, come over here, traitor, come rock with us. And you don't have no safety after that. You be better off rolling dice amongst people who look like you from your tribe and your race, because the men are obligated to protect you. But there's, sometimes they say that you cast your own spell with your own tongue. You can't talk down on your quote unquote protectors. You can't talk down on the men of your race. You can't talk down on your counterparts without that shit being casted. That spell will, that check will be cashed. That spell will cast. If you keep saying it like that, if y'all keep feeling like you could just get online or get around these folks and talk crazy about your men, the same way if the men get around those other women and talk crazy about they women, so that they get struck down in ways, because while we bring the protection, y'all bring the blessings. Y'all bring the covering and whatnot. Y'all bring the spiritual covering. So if a black man get around Becky's and start talking crazy about Big Mama and the divine feminine, they'll get struck down naturally. I've seen it happen on many occasions. They won't be favored. They're not going to get pushed to the front of the class or the line, bro. Shit is going to be rough on them. And they're going to get humbled and have to come back crawling to the mother. So I hate to see this shit being done with on these Tinder dates. I hate to see what's happening as this pattern is forming. I'm realizing and I'm noticing also that this has become a thing. This is almost like there's a double fetishment, because the black girls are fetishing white meat and whatnot, and the white boys are fetishing black girls and whatnot. So there's like this double fetishment thing going on. And it's just, who saw TV show Lovecraft? Remember Lovecraft, where they had that dynamic of the interracial thing, right? But it was very weird. It was from a Lovecraftian perspective. The black woman had white skin underneath, like, you know what I mean? It was weird. It was weird. But yeah, that's that conversation is surfacing and people are really starting to talk. So I'm very grateful for that, because that conversation should be had, It should be had. Going back to what I was saying about ayahuasca, going back to what I was saying about this digital war, going back to what I was pointing out about the fact that this thing has gone super digital, right? I'm going to show you real quick where the future of warfare is going. Okay? Imagine if you on probation and you got an ankle monitor and you get out of line and the drone comes by, and like a drone from Amazon or a drone this harness and one of those Grok what do they call that, flock cameras, right? Because they have on a highway the towers that are going to hold the drones. They already built the towers, they just sitting there, and those are going to be the towers that are going to be holding drones. You're going to see that in a minute too, right? So imagine if you got an ankle monitor on and a drone come fly down on your ass and either laser you down or it shocks you or something with an electric shock, right? Palantir sponsored. Remember in the summertime when they had them swarms of those flies that get in your ears and whatnot, and when you swap one of them, about 20 others will come from different directions and they all be in your earwax? Yeah. I think they built these drones with that DNA. They built the drones with that type of DNA. I think they built the drones with that DNA of the fruit fly and whatnot. So you got the autonomous, you got the robo dogs and the predator drones in Ukraine, right? Then you have the drone swarms coming out of Ukraine, but in Iran right now they're sending drones, kamikaze drones, to blow up Dubai. They got kamikaze drones that are actually blowing up tankers. They got kamikaze drones that are blowing up oil fields. So definitely pay attention to what it is going on with these drones. This is the drone rollout and whatnot. This is the drone rollout. I meant to play this earlier, but this is a video that just another depiction about the mayonnaise meltdown and their own women and their own people telling on them, speaking about their psychotic nature and whatnot, revealing to the world how crazy and how unhinged and how fragile these white men are, right? That have the world in a complete unbalance right now. The collective of them that has the world unbalanced.
Woke up to a flurry of text messages letting me know that my content has been posted on fetish websites, specifically something called BNWO, which is for white men who are obsessed with white women who sleep with black men. Literally just because on my channel I have said that I do not have a racial preference and that I will date people of any race, including black men, I have now become the poster child for a bunch of weird white dudes with fetishes for black men. They have been messaging me nonstop, asking for hookup stories with black men, asking if I have any photos or videos of me with them. And people have even posted my face and my content overlaid with corn videos, interracial videos of black men with white women, and me talking in the background or talking over it, which has led to a lot of unsolicited photos in my DM as well. It's fucking disgusting, and it reminds me once again how depraved these individuals are, specifically white men, that they are going to be so incredibly disrespectful and disgusting to me. And also how they view black people, specifically black men, as objects for their pleasure. It's gross and fucking weird, and no, I am not creating fetish content for you people.
You see, white women entertainment, y'all. Literally, white women entertainment.
Husband voted to send immigrants out of Denmark. I am immigrant and he's married to me, but he wants to send immigrants out of Denmark. Make this make sense. If you were me, what will you do? Because that's a clear message that you don't want me.
Man, I'm just glad niggas is getting a wake up call, man. Cause it was a long time coming. You know what I'm talking about? Man. I'm just glad niggas is getting a wake up call from all around the world. She said, "It is me." You damn right, it is you. They think because these people fetish on them and have them as ghetto gaggers, and have them as objects, and have them as pets, and have them as sex slaves that they put in dungeons and kink rooms and stuff. They think that that shit is some type of love, that's an honor or something, like, especially coming out of the continent or the Caribbean and stuff. They feel like they've been upgraded when it's really a downgrade in certain situations. You really go from paradise to hell. You know what I mean? They really bring you into a situation where your spirit is depleted. You know what I mean? You thought you thought it was gonna be, you thought it was Pretty Woman. You know what I mean? You thought it was a touchdown. You thought nigga, we made it, right? You thought you had you one, but no. They only showed you their inner world. When you get to wake up with them with the mask off, right? That's something that everybody's not privy to. You get to wake up with them with the mask off. They can't, you know what I mean? They drop character around you. You know? They drop character around you. So you get to see it all. So I'm surprised she's surprised, right? I can imagine how many Africans this sister sold out just to be underneath the armpit of, more than likely, this hideous white man that she's with.
When I asked him, like, why, he said this, that, da, 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 da. And I said, I am immigrant. Do you remember? He said, yes, I know. So if you were me, what will you do? What will you do? You are married to someone who sees you as a problem to their country, but has no problem sharing a bed and a roof with you.
That's the same question that they had to go through hundreds of years ago when they killed off all of the black men, and then the women as concubines had to live underneath these people, form new civilizations, lie to their children, raise their children up to be weird and whatnot. All of this has happened before. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, none of this that you're seeing is new. Africans figuring out the white people don't like them. This is nothing new. This is just the ignorant loop, I would call it. The ignorant soup. You know, this shit happens every generation. Okay? Nothing new. It's an ignorant loop. Really a distraction. But I'm just glad that people getting a nigga wake-up call, because it's about time. It is about time. Y'all need to wake up and figure out what it is, because what it's not has what it's not has its ramifications. Trust.
Of Hormuz is clopen. Donny blockades a blockade that's already blockading. Okay, so first things first, Donny is an idiot, and this is leading us incredibly close to World War III. Iran's blockade has up until now allowed selective ships through mostly from India and China, and Donny thinks by cutting even those off he will choke Iran's income, which sure maybe kinda sorta, but it's far more likely what he's going to do is start a fucking shooting war between a Chinese tanker and a stressed out U.S. warship. Chinese tankers are already slipping through, and Donny is almost certainly screaming at Pete. And Pete is almost certainly screaming at ship commanders, and ship commanders are almost certainly under insane pressure, and soon, boom! Like fishermen in the Caribbean, we'll be opening fire on a ship flying a Chinese flag. Our allies have refused to participate. Our enemies are banding together behind Iran. We're so fucking isolated, and we're about to trigger World War III. Not by choice, but because a fat Dumbo.
The death of model and
diplomacy by swinging his little Donnie around even though it's barely an inch, doesn't function, smells like an Arby's dumpster, and makes everyone retch and laugh. The best possible outcome that's on the table now is that we failed to maintain the blockade and go home with Iran in total control of the strait. That's literally the only outcome that doesn't have us in a world war or sitting on $8 a gallon gas when the Houthis get the go-ahead from Iran to block the Red Sea, which they are already in position to do. Every day the blockade exists, there's a chance of a naval incident, an Iranian fast attack boat, a Chinese tanker, a mine, something that kills people and forces both sides to respond. We are now in a naval standoff between a small itinerant nation backed by a nuclear superpower, where one mistake by one ensign on a cruiser with an itchy trigger finger could explode the world into war. Somehow, in just over a year, Donnie recreated the Cuban Missile Crisis and brought us right to the fucking edge of it.
You look in the mirror like, you know what? I'm God's chosen people. No, you are not. Chosen for what? Bro made you in a speed run, son. I've seen some ugly people in my life. This right here? Nah, this is iniquitous, son. This is unique. I didn't know ugly could be made like this. And he think, as a Zionist, he's God's chosen people. He think God chose them to be the best. And this right here, which is an image, is them taking people out of their homes in the West Bank. As you can see, he got the gun that cut like Neosporin, because like, oh, if you try to stay in your house, we're just going to kill you, and we pay no consequences. Now, this is a magazine cover that they then called anti-Semitic. But sometimes the picture's worth a million words. Evil, Zionist, terrible people, and ugly as fuck. Where it's like, God damn, like, you look like you got some Neanderthal in your blood, or like 50-50. And after I read the Epstein files, it seems like you guys do have a little bit of perception with, you know, Neanderthal individuals. But it's like, God damn, my boy. Dickhead, like, I'd be mad as fuck. Every day I'd be like, come on, son. Well, it's like, what was you doing? Did you just like, look my face together? I mean, what the fuck? Like, you have to see other humans that look normal. Moved by the genocidal maniacs while nobody is watching is they recorded 34 new settlements. As you can see, times of Israel. So you know they're not capping. They like to brag about what the fuck they doing, even if it's ethnically cleansing people. And so West Bank had nothing to do with Palestine or Gaza. Has nothing to do with Lebanon. Has no Hamas in there. Has no Hezbollah. It's just, you know what? That's our land. I don't know. I see you living there. I see your family. We don't really give a fuck. So if you don't leave, we're gonna kill you. And no, we're not gonna pay you for the house. You think we'll pay you? Just the constant sexual torture and raping of prisoners. Exactly, raping women and men. They don't care. And they had a protest for their right to rape the prisoners. And I'm just saying this all out loud because like some people just need to hear this very transparently and really of like, oh yeah, this is the reality that we're living in. These are the people that we support / are our greatest allies. You want rapists as your greatest ally? I do not. I've never wanted to be associated with a rapist in my life. That magazine cover was anti-Semitic and fake and altered. So, you know, Detective LJ on the fucking case. I started moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, looking for videos. We got a different angle of this exact interaction happening. Obviously, she fed up like, yeah, shoo out of here, dickhead, you ugly fuck. God made you like that, piece of shit. And even like the noises he makes. It's like, oh my God, he sounds like somebody that's never made it out of the caveman era. And then look at all these pieces of shit. They're trying to force these people out of their home. Oh yeah, hell is hot, and I hope y'all dress cold. And I would just like to repeat, I promise God would not make his chosen people this ugly. That would not be his choice, because he would not choose that. There's just no way. You see all the beauty around the earth? And he would make this ugly shit? Nah, my nigga. Before you say, that's just one picture. No, it's not. I can show you 100 others. Demonic, uncivilized, ugly fucking people.
News that is indeed breaking. First and foremost, I wanted to say rest in peace to all of the martyrs that were, the lives that were lost, because as of this morning, I do believe the Gaza Ministry of Health did update us. There were 3 new martyrs that arrived to the hospitals, and 11 extra injuries that arrived to the hospitals in the Gaza Strip as a result of the ongoing bombing of the Gaza Strip. Now, that is 1000% in retaliation for Israel not being able to achieve its military goals within the Gaza Strip, such as disarming Hamas. Now, while everybody was focused last week on what is happening between the United States, Iran, and Israel, as well as what's happening in Lebanon between Hezbollah and Israel, Yemen, Syria, we missed a huge chunk of what was happening in Gaza. For a while, Gaza was able to actually, like, things had calmed down just a little bit, but not significantly. They just calmed down just enough to, in my opinion, for them to be able to catch their breath, get some more food, water, supplies, But on Hamas's side, they had realigned themselves or reaffirmed their alignment with the entire resistance as a whole in the Levant. So the threats that were looming or that were coming directly to Iran from America and Israel, Hamas was also speaking, while Hezbollah was speaking, letting it be known, oh bitch, it's not going down like that. Not only that, they were throwing parades, they were handing out food, they were taking care of the Palestinians within the Gaza Strip, doing what they were supposed to be doing. And they have doubled their numbers as well, their ranks. So they are completely back up to, you know, a really good place, and they're ready to take this all the way if that's what it takes. They letting it be known, if it takes another 5-10 years, then baby, we in this to win it, because we're not, what's the ladder? You understand what I'm saying? We've already been through the worst of the worst, and at this point in time, underdog gotta eat too, baby. Underdog gotta eat too. So I'm really grateful that the Palestinians that are still there, the millions of Palestinian lives that are still with us in the Gaza Strip, are still being protected by Hamas. As of this morning, we did receive reports of a Palestinian police vehicle being targeted and blown to bits by Israel themselves. I'm not sure why, but I guess for fun. That's what it's given. They did it for fun. They also continue to shell several different parts of Gaza City, and they were attacking different tented areas, different areas where they assumed large number of Palestinians was. So it definitely gave the impression that this is intentional, what they're doing in Gaza City. Basically, long story short, good old faithful. Because they are humiliated, Israel and the Israeli military are humiliated by their lack thereof of being able to achieve their military initiatives in both Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and on top of that, Iran, they returned to good old faithful. We just gonna go back to bombing Gaza City and keep trying to find a way to get Gaza City completely cleared out, despite that also being one of their biggest failures since October 7th of 2023. I don't know, girl. That's just what they doing. I'm just here to tell you what they doing, okay? It's important to also understand that the exact same weak-ass strategy that they've been regurgitating, I mean, they've been reheating the same nachos over and over again. They're taking those same said reheated crunchy ass nachos over to Lebanon, and they're attempting to do the exact same thing. In case y'all didn't know, last week an entire village was decimated by Israel at one time using one weapon. In addition to that, they had began to start using, or the resumption of using, white phosphorus, the same exact way that they did it previously, prior to the current ceasefire that they have not abided by. They were using white phosphorus in Beirut and some of the southern areas, the southern villages of southern Lebanon. They have resumed doing that while simultaneously attacking different areas in southern suburbs of Beirut, southern areas of South Lebanon, beyond the Litani, and they are still attempting to try and push their way north of the Litani. So they are definitely 1,000% continuing to try and reheat those nachos. The same exact initiative and the same exact model and strategy that they attempted to do in Gaza City, which they were not successful at doing, they are now implementing in South Lebanon, which is going to continue to, yield obviously the same exact results. Now, what I'm asking is that y'all keep the Lebanese in your prayers, because we know that the intent is to, with the assistance of the UK military and their logistical support and the drones that they've been flying over South Lebanon, is to get as many kills as possible in one time so that they can blow up towns and villages at a time. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers as they continue to hang on, baby, because we want them to keep their home. And Israel, sooner or later, they're going to run out of interceptor missiles and ammunition. I mean, there was just some stuff that was supposed to leave another country the other day that was blocked from, it was a shipment of armor and ammunition that was supposed to go to Israel, and it was blocked from leaving. So I'm grateful for that. But keep the Palestinians and the Lebanese in your thoughts and prayers right now, because Israel says that they're going to ramp up and they're going to gear it up even more. They're going to keep trying what they were already doing in the Gaza Strip on Lebanon now. It's like I said, it's giving reheating the same nachos, and it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better. It's just pathetic at this point. Anyway, stay tuned because there's a lot more to go. Oops, my bad. I forgot to tell y'all. In regards to a lot being more to go, we still got some more to go. Okay, so boom. I was actually just looking into this morning when I first woke up, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. So long story short, you yourself as the foreign minister don't actually believe that the taking Lebanon by force is actually gonna work, because the Israeli foreign minister spoke up, as it being reported this morning. Yesterday, he spoke up in front of the Knesset, in which he stated that peace and normalization with Lebanon is the only way to go. Now, this is not the first time we heard this from the top ministry within the Knesset, that they would like to normalize ties. In fact, the previous ceasefire that we know that happened between Israel and Lebanon was brokered by the West to assure that there would be normalization ties with the Lebanese government. However, the Lebanese government's job was to disarm Hezbollah. They weren't able to do so. And it makes sense as to why he's saying right now the exact same thing that they've been stating for well over a year, that the only thing that's stopping them from normalizing tie, which means regime change and try to ensure that they can take over the entire south of Lebanon, by giving permission to them by the Lebanese government themselves, is Hezbollah, who refuses to allow them to take over any part of Lebanon. Which, period, Pookie, you better stand on that. You better stand on that's your shit. Don't let nobody come up in your shit and tell you where and how to go. So long story short, he said, we want to reach peace and normalization with the state of Lebanon. Israel and Lebanon don't have any major disputes. Hold on, player. Hold on, back that up. That's a lie, because the Lebanese government themselves said they would not fully go forward with this plan if you did not release the thousands of Lebanese captives. Yes, I do mean captives that you have kidnapped and you have been torturing inside of those prisons. Okay, I believe it's up to tens of thousands since everything has resumed early in March. So let's be clear. That's not accurate. Y'all do have major issues, and they have been continuously, even Hezbollah and the government have both said the exact same thing. They want their folks home, and they want their folks home now. And he said they don't have any major disputes between them. Again, a lie, a major lie. You have never once abided by the ceasefires that you have yourself marked up and begged for. The problem is Hezbollah. The problem is Hezbollah, because Hezbollah won't let you do what the fuck you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Hezbollah said, bitch, I'm the big dog around this motherfucker, and what I say goes. And I said no. So the answer's no, bitch. You better give my people back. We ain't gonna talk about nan motherfucking thing. I said, give my people back. Release them out of them prisons, okay? Let my people go home. Release our cousins in Palestine. Release our cousins in Syria. Release the Yemeni. Stop attacking the Yemeni, and stop coming for Iran. Stop coming for our shit. But you haven't abided by any of that. So it sounded to me like y'all actually do have a big major problem. Major problems to the point where it has slowed down not only you economically. I was going to say your money. It has not only slowed down the statehood of Israel, the illegal occupation of Israel, financially and economically, but also physically. Its growth. It has completely started to reverse the growth of Israel, with Hezbollah being very close to taking areas like Upper Galilee, Galilee. Girl, I don't give a shit. It ain't real. It don't exist. Okay? It don't exist. Kiryat Shimonia and those surrounding settlements. And it's so bad right now. Ooh, bless me. Even Hillary and her Bob had to get up on her mean screen and get and weigh in on it. Which, by the way, Hillary... Who keeps asking Hillary for her insight? I'm so confused about that. But I mean, hey, I guess. Hillary ended up stating that Hezbollah is not by any means defeated. I'm glad that she's telling the truth. I'm glad that she's 1,000% telling the truth on that, because we all know that. We can see that with our own two eyes. But she also said, the former Secretary of the State, Hillary Clinton, says that she has been working behind the scenes in order to advocate and to push the Lebanese government to disarm Hezbollah. Baby, if they could, they would. They can't. They can't. They even called on the help of the community, and the community said, oh, is you cool? No, no. Them niggas get down for real. We cool. No, thank you. They a different type of ghetto, okay? They some bad asses, and you should never started it with them. We tried to tell you that the motherfuckers in the mountains ain't the ones to fuck with. That's your problem, right? So believe me, if the Lebanese government, Nawaf Salam and them, Joseph Ayoun and this bald head, If they could, they would have been did it. They tried. Believe me, they tried. During an interview on the Morning Joe program, Clinton also admitted that the Lebanese resistance group, despite the relentless Israeli attack, is not by any means defeated, and that the best way for Israel to actually come out on top in this situation is to work together with UK and France, as well as America, with trying to, primarily France, because I believe France is the ones that are leading these talks, with normalizing ties between Lebanon and Israel. And they've tried to go around Hezbollah. The West has tried to go around Hezbollah, and the Lebanese government has previously tried to go around Hezbollah. But as you can see, that didn't work. That didn't work. Unc and them, Big KK and them, baby, they got their respect is AOG, triple OG. Like, motherfuckers really get to moving and shaking when they get the fuck up. They get to moving and shaking. They get in line. You understand what I'm saying? They straighten that back up. So the kind of power that the West collectively thought that they had over Lebanon alongside the newly formed Lebanese government is the kind of real power that Big KK had. It's not actually it's KK had a lot more power. He's the big dog in that region. So it makes sense that Lil KK is running the show right now, because let's be clear, the power that the West wish they had is the power that KK has, the respect that he has, and the power he has. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in Lebanon. They're by no means any step, Israel and the West are by no means any step closer to achieving their military initiatives. If anything, they are so far in a fucking deficit that they're hemorrhaging money, which is why they're begging Iran to come to some kind of conclusion, bitch, because we finna lose everything. I hope so. I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you to lose. Stay tuned. There's a lot more to go.
There's been more signs of this holy war. There's been more biblical signs popping up and whatnot. This time we have bees in Israel. Bees. And is it real? Check it out.
Breaking fuck the news. Here's a clip of tens of thousands of bees swarming in Israel. Stay till the whole clip, and then I got something to say.
תיזהרי, דבורים.
את לא מבינה מה הולך פה. סגרתי את הדלתות. ורק אצלנו בגולברי בחוץ. קשר לאדווה.
Thoughts and allergies. You know what that is? Let me put this phone down so you can really understand me. That's karma, bitch. Now, it's a small victory. They're bees. It happened in southern city in Israel. You know, it was just one of those little instances that a beehive happened to start striking this parking lot in parts of southern city on balconies and shit. Good. More. Karma's a bitch. That's what happens when you do bad shit and evil shit to people. You know what? Let me not get banned. I'll keep you updated with more. Free Palestine, pussy.
Right now, the Trump administration has given Pentagon directives in recent days to ramp up preparations for their next military target, Cuba, to possibly kidnap leaders and invade militarily Cuba. This new reporting from Zeteo News, something that everyone needs to know about. So Zeteo is now reporting that, according to sources familiar with the situation, officials at the Pentagon were quietly given a new directive recently that came straight from the White House. Essentially, the message is ramp up preparations for possible military operations against Cuba. As part of these military operations, it would almost certainly require the abduction or capture of Cuba's political and military leaders, like the United States did with Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. As Trump has this online conversation about whether or not he's Jesus or a doctor, his Pentagon is clearly preparing to possibly conduct military operations in Cuba, and the people need to know about it, so spread the word. I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. There'll be another update shortly.
Morning, y'all. Breaking news that is indeed breaking. Am I ready for my day? No. Am I still going to chit chat with y'all and get to the T's and the kikis as if we both on FaceTime? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we can get together. We can get ready together. We can get ready together. Okay. So boom. Yesterday, Donald Trump and his cronies decided they wanted to roll up on Iran and basically act as if they was going to control the traffic that was coming in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. Not exactly in the Strait of Hormuz, but definitely within the vicinity of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Iran let it be known, like, look, bitch, I ain't gonna be too much of your punk bitches. Like, I ain't gonna keep trying to have a conversation with you. So either you gonna put up or shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Unlock my money and my fun yuns, which we all know America done already spent Iran's money. Like, they stole Iran's money and they spent that shit. That's the only reason why they're not willing to cooperate with Iran's demands. Because those seem like very simple demands to me. Give me my money back and, you know, I'll open the Strait of Hormuz. Why won't you do that? Because you ain't got it. That's why. You ain't got it. You spent it already. You assumed that you would be on top this long. Long story short, with everything going on yesterday, the countries that are affiliated with both Israel and America and like supposedly on the west side, like Saudi Arabia, UAE, primarily MBS, spoke with Donald Trump less than a couple hours after he started the blockade, okay? And let him know, look, this shit weak as fuck. Let that shit go. No, seriously, this shit weak as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? We look down bad right now. Why are you doing this? Like, we look so stupid. What do you mean you're controlling the traffic that's coming in and out of the Strait of Hormuz? My fault. I can't stand when people call you in the middle of working. Trying to control the traffic in and out of the Strait of Hormuz, but don't have control of the Strait of Hormuz. Like, it just don't make sense. It ain't clocking, and you're only gaining more enemies by the day. Like, you're making the situation much worse than it needs to be. This needs to be a controlled situation. It needs to continue to, we need to continue to condone talks with one another and find a strategic way out of this situation, because in case you haven't realized, all of our shit is on the line right now. All of our money, our assets, our businesses, everything that we have vested in is on the line right now. And they're forcing us to hemorrhage money. You're not going to get this. You're not going to win this situation by force. So you need to back the fuck up out of Strait of Hormuz. Now, we still have no update on whether or not that talk that MBS had with Donnie actually did work. If Donnie was willing to listen to him. I don't think he was, because Donnie he's another one that runs off of ego. But I thought it would be interesting to know that their whole team don't even have faith in them, and they basically saying the same thing that we saying on the streets, which is, this is some weak, pathetic ass shit. Okay, stick with me. Okay, so remember yesterday we talked about how Benjamin Netanyahu basically said that JD Vance and Donald Trump, they all report to him. Like, they do what the fuck I say. I'm the big dog around this bitch. I call the shots. I'm the HBIC up in this motherfucker. It's basically what Benjamin Netanyahu said. So yesterday and early this morning, reports came out about Giorgia Meloni. Y'all remember her, right? From Italy? Yeah. So, like I said yesterday, Donnie, you threatening the Pope. Oh, baby, you know how you feel about the Pope. They'll run down on a bitch about that Pope. They don't give a fuck about kids. They don't give a fuck about their nostrils from all that snow they bluffing. Okay? But they do give a damn about that. They love that Pope. Damn. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing that'll get them active like that is the Pope. And the threat of somebody threatening the Pope. So Giorgia Meloni, Giorgia Meloni, she heard about what Trump was saying. The whole world heard what he was saying, with America and the Pentagon threatening the Pope. And she wasn't standing for that shit. Long story short, she was saying that the things that he said was reckless, and basically talk shit, get hit, bitch. This is not that. This not that. So the remaining of the European countries also agree with what she said. Like, what you doing to the Pope right now, you've gone too far. Like, you really out your mad ass mind for real. We have no idea why you're taking things this far, and it's giving you're having the world's biggest temper tantrum. But I'm gonna let you know right now, we're not the one. We're not the one. The Pope ain't the one, or the motherfucking two. We will really run down about him. We will be wholly stepping behind the Pope. You understand what I'm saying? Which is crazy, because ain't you supposed to be wholly stepping behind God's greatest creation, which is the things that are the closest to God, which is kids? It's a very weird world we live in. Extremely weird timeline we're in. This is not my original timeline I was born into, and I think we all can agree about that. But that's neither here nor there. Benjamin Netanyahu, immediately after hearing the EU get balls and decided they wanted to speak up on behalf of the Pope, said, "Oh, you bitches got tough? Oh, you out here trying to be Tommy Tough Knuckles? No, ma'am. I don't know what the fuck has gotten into y'all, but I need y'all to get your mind right. Think it through, because I'm not fucking around with you. I'm not playing with y'all. So Benjamin Netanyahu basically released this video yesterday saying that they have lost their way, and how the members of the EU and the states of the EU, they fallen far from their ideology and their identity, and they're basically going off script, and he not playing with them, and they better get their shit together before he come gather them and get them to fuck together, and which don't make sense to me, because a lot of them currently have an active arrest warrant out for him. So for him to be popping his shit like this, he's basically threatening them, like, without threatening them, like, y'all must have forgot who the fuck I am and who the fuck I represent. And y'all must have forgot just how sticky this shit can really get. You understand what I'm saying? It'll be some assassinations going around. I promise you that. Heads will be rolling. And they just ignored the fuck out of him, because who the fuck is you talking to? It's basically what the EU was looking at him like, bitch, please. Because at the same exact time as he threatening the EU and the members of the EU, you slap boxing outside with Turkey. And none of us expected you to be slap boxing outside with Turkey. You and Spain been throwing shade at each other like y'all both Betty Boop and Petty Crocker, just petty on and throwing trees of shade at each other. Hold the fucking coconuts. Throwing trees of shade at each other in front of the whole world. And you making an enemy out of everybody. And on top of that, China just sent over a bunch of equipment, or is expected to send over a bunch of equipment to Iran, and they have completely ignored whatever weird-ass blockade that America thought they was putting on the traffic in and out of the Strait of Hormuz, and just strolled past them. Now, they completely entered and exited the Strait of Hormuz since the blockade had started in the Strait of Hormuz. That was a combined effort between Israel and America, but spearheaded by America. China's warships have entered and exited upwards of 8 times. I think they said like 5 to 8 times. They kept coming and going, which I said that's a bit excessive. At this point, you just you being petty. Like, it's giving you being petty as shit, and you daring. You wish a bitch would. That's what it's giving. And judging by what the Jerusalem Post is telling the whole world, that China is supposed to be re-upping Iran on a new air defense system in the next coming weeks. And again, this came from United States intelligence, but we don't know what to believe. Even if they was so, bitch, so they could have already been dropping that shit the fuck off. They could have already been dropping it off. And even if they are dropping it off, and what about it? That's none of your business. That's none of your business. So long story short, America and Israel, they just out here talking. They just out here talking. I guess they trying to put pressure on the EU and the countries like Italy, not states, countries like Italy, as well as England. England came out immediately, the UK, and said that we don't support with you know, we don't support the blockade. We don't support what's going on right now. We don't support none of that. It was very cryptic and very high level, which basically meant that they're scared of what Benjamin Netanyahu would do to them, but they also technically don't all the way agree with the way that America and Israel is handling the situation. So it gave very bitch made. It gave the whole team look bad right now, even though England has been assisting Israel with logistics flying over Lebanon to allow them to get the most kills. It doesn't necessarily feel like England is going to be a frontlining participant in the beef between all of Europe, because let's be clear, the UK versus the rest of Europe, like, come on now, be so fucking for real for 2 seconds. Look how small your country is compared to the rest of Europe and Asia. Okay. So yeah, y'all, shit is still getting wicked. And it's still getting more and more messy and sticky as more and more information is coming out. Stay tuned, because we're going to talk about what Israel is doing in Gaza right now in retaliation for them not getting their way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed, indeed. I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick, and then we got a commercial, and we're going to wrap this up. We have a show at 8 o'clock coming up about the Clause 72 event, the North Carolina event on the 18th. We have an upcoming show on that, so tap in and make sure y'all in the building so you can get the information about that one. Yeah.
Physics is not a fairy tale. Now, can anybody tell me why the CIA just disclosed quietly that they have a mechanism called the ghost murmur? Now, what is that? There was an airman that went down during the war. Now they try to locate him, and being that in the desert, it's a vast desert, it's hard to locate anybody. They have something called quantum magnetometry, where it can locate the signature of your heartbeat. Now, being that we are electromagnetic beings, our heartbeats actually give off a very faint magnetic field when it beats. So they use this mechanism to locate that signature, filter out all the noise with AI, and pinpoint that person's very location. This sounds like a movie, but it's not sci-fi anymore. We are going from analog to digital to quantum, being that Google has a quantum computer that literally states it uses quid bits, quantum bits. It goes into other universes, gets the solution from the problem that we have in our universe, and then brings it back to our universe. So now we have the solution. The head of Google AI said this. It really makes you wonder, if they are disclosing this very casually, what else do they have that they are not disclosing? And I find it very interesting that since 1947, nothing has been the same. Now, if you don't know what 1947 is, 1947, Roswell. Since then, it seems like we did a quantum leap into technology. Now, the theory is that there was a treaty that was made when we came into contact with aliens to where they exchanged human beings for technology.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for your time today. That will be the show for WTF Wednesdays. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. We are going to close this out with the theta waves. Peace, love, and light to the family. Make sure, matter of fact, no, we got to end it with this commercial. My bad. We have to end it with the El Claudel, the Brutish Moor, all right, survivor of the Punic Wars. Shout out to everybody tapping into the Clause 72. Come and find out about knowledge, right? Wealth, right? Autonomy, okay? Strategy, clause, knowledge, legacy, autonomy, wealth, and strategy. We're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be in North Carolina. And then after that, we're going to be all over. We are going to, this is the beginning of a campaign. We're going to hit up the 50 states. Then we're going to take this thing globally, y'all. Check us out. Tap in with us, all right? Tap in.
Yeah. El Claudel, the Brutish Moor, survivor under Punic Wars, moving as a sovereign entity, claiming the deeds to estates all over the great estate. The titles are open source. The Silk Road got me wearing silk robes. The marble all white like milk loads. All you can eat seafood boils, potlucks. Bring your own claw bots, anthrapics, clawed Birkin bags, Hermes, maggots, mystical mythos. Orientalist, Kimmy Claw, Orientalist, Manus Claw, quantum seafood boil on Blackamoor owned land, indigenous land off-grid and interactive IRL experience that will upskill, train and level up your digital foundation in this new age of agentic AI. We will learn the 10 claw commandments, the 100 GOD theory, how to make GOD kinetic, the Afro futurist AI manifestation manual, where ancient wisdom meets future technology. We'll also fuse nature and nurture with nanotechnology, 420 friendly plant-based medicines, sweat lodges, early risings, catered food tents, hammocks, RVs, trailers, and other means of off-grid living. Digital nomads with the office living, Cabos Landing multi-purpose compound, 906 White Man Church Road, poked in North Carolina, soulful. From gridlock to off-grid, from offset to cross-grid, from lost boys to lost kids in Los Angeles in the boss cribs. Mimosa, samosa with the orchids, with hip-hop bonfires, with dons and messiahs. Too many hits, Barry Bonds under fire. Fire, 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 fire.
The Moor has returned.
In the shadows between history and myth walks El Claudel, the immortal Moor, witness to empire's fall, guardian of technologies lost to time. The mythos, the claw, secrets that defy gravity itself. This April, he summons 72 seekers to Charlotte. Will the claw choose you, or will you remain in darkness?
We hereby summon champions of enterprise, those bearing titles, holding deeds, possessing proof of ownership and authority. The 72 North Carolina Boot Camp convenes April 18th through 20th. As we labor through darkness, bring illumination. As we construct in wilderness, bring shelter. As we broadcast truth, bring amplification. As we authorize creation, bring verification. Present yourself with evidence. 72 positions, only the legitimate need apply.
Yeah. El Claudel, the brutish Moor. Survivor under punic wars, moving as a sovereign entity, claiming the deeds to estates all over the great estate. The titles are open source. The Silk Road got me wearing silk robes. The marble all white like milk loads. All you can eat seafood boils, potlucks. Bring your own claw box, anthrapics, clawed, Birkin bags, Hermes, maggots, mystical mythos. Orientalist, Kimmy Claw, Orientalist, Manus Claw. Quantum seafood boil on Blackamoor owned land, indigenous land off-grid and interactive IRL experience that will upskill, train and level up your digital foundation in this new age of agentic AI. We will learn the 10 claw commandments, the 100 GOD theory, how to make GOD kinetic, the Afro Futurist AI manifestation manual, where ancient wisdom meets future technology. We'll also fuse nature and nurture with nanotechnology. 420 friendly plant-based medicines, sweat lodges, early risings, catered food tents, hammocks, RVs, trailers, and other means of off-grid living. Digital nomads with the office living. Cobbles Landing, multi-purpose compound, 906 White Man Church Road, poked in North Carolina, soulful. From gridlock to off-grid, from offset to cross-grid, from lost boys to lost kids in Los Angeles in the boss cribs. Mimosa, samosa with the orchids, with hip-hop bonfires, with dimes and messiahs. Too many hits, Barry Bonds under fire. Fire, 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 fire.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and developments like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson. The sorcerers from Corsica kilotonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys, popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
Crumb TV.